Hello, my name is Ward Shipman. I am an instructor at Dundas Valley School of Art, and I'm going to teach you a couple of fundamentals about drawing. Now, when you start drawing, a lot of you will just put your paper down and then you'll start drawing. You'll be really happy that you're drawing the whole bit, but your work is not going to be in proportion because your eye is this far away and then it's this far away. So there's no way that you can get correct proportion if you're absolutely flat on the table and your eye isn't up and over. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a board that's got a slight angle and we're going to put it up here like this. So now when I take a look, my eye is this far and my eye is this far away from the paper. So I've got a better chance of getting good proportions. That's to start. Second thing is we're starting to work with Conte, and you buy these brand new sticks of Conte, and the first thing you get to do is you get to break them in half. You need to warm up. So basically what you need to do is you need to start drawing from your wrist, your elbow, and your shoulder. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to do a warm-up page where we're going to do a variety of marks. And we can do large, dark marks, and we can do lighter marks, and we can use the side of the Conte rather than, it's not a pencil, so we're going to use the side of the Conte, and you can hold your paper, you can hold your Conte in this manner. What we're going to talk to you about today is we're going to talk to you about portraiture. And so after you've done a warm-up, what we're going to do is we're going to start with just general proportions of the face. And so we start doing a general shape for the face, and we don't worry about it. We keep it nice and light because if it's really, really dark, then you can't correct the mistakes you do. We're going to do a front view because this is a very simple way of working, and we're going to just draw a line through the center of the face this way, and we're going to find the halfway point. We're going to draw a line down across the center of the face going the opposite way. That is going to be the line for my eyes. Halfway between the chin and the line for my eyes is where my line for my nose is. I'm not going to make it really large. And then halfway between the line for the nose and the chin, if I put the line down here, and if it's the middle of the lip or the top of the lip, it'll make it look like the mouth is falling off the face. So this is the bottom half of the lip. So the top half comes a little bit above that. When you're taking a look at a face straight on, we go back to where the eyes are. There is a space of an eye between the two eyes, so basically we can start marking in the one eye, the second, the space, and then the second eye. We haven't drawn any details yet. All we're trying to do is get the general proportion. If you draw a line, and you can try this right now, if you draw a line from the top of your eyebrow and you run it across, you're going to hit the top of your ear. Conversely, if you take a line and you run it from the bottom of the nose and you run it across, you're going to hit the bottom of the ear. So we're going to start putting that in. Top of the ear, bottom of the ear, just like that. Again, these are just general proportions. If we want to label what we're doing, this would be Joe Normal Boring, okay? He has the good proportions, but nothing exciting. Okay, if you run a line from the side of your eye and you run it down, you're going to hit the side of the nose. You're going to hit the side of the nose. And you can see that we're starting to get something that doesn't look as alien as it started with. Now, we're going to just start putting in the eyeball. We're going to put in the eyeball here. We're going to do a little bit the eyebrow and there. It's starting to look a little better. We're going to put a bit of the cheekbone in, coming down, coming down. All right. And you can start to see that we're starting to form not a bad looking head. I've got a better one over there that I'll show you later. When you're doing an eye, The eye is within a ball, and here's the eyelid, and then up above you have the eyebrow. So what I want you to do is I want you to pretend like you're a flea or an ant and you're crawling across this. So you would come down in this direction. Then you would go out and around and come back down to that lid, go across the eyeball, and then down. How much of the iris is covered by the eyelid, you have to decide. And that's basically an eyeball that we can start putting into here. Again, if you're making mistakes, if it's not working, because we're drawing fairly lightly, you can go back in and you can readjust your drawing. So that's my one eyeball on the person. Here's the cheekbone coming down here. Now we have to do a nose. The eye should have a fair amount of different values. The nose we want to keep fairly simple, and we don't want the pits to be huge, and we don't want them to be really dark. Again, if you were a flea and you were crawling over this nose, you would start here, you'd go up to the bulbous part, coming around and coming down. Here you would go down here, and then you would go down and around. Underneath is the divot, and if you were drawing underneath, again, you're that flea. You're crawling up, you're crawling down, you're crawling down. You start putting in the lips as well. So I'll do that on this drawing right now. Your conte, you should hold your conte like this. You should be drawing on the side of your conte. Now, when you do the lips, the most important part of the lip is the one that opens up and is in the middle. So we're going to make that one fairly dark. The one underneath, there should be a shadow underneath, and then we're going to attach it, but we're going to attach it very, very lightly because we don't want it to make it look like it's pasted on. Again, the top lip comes around and it's lighter as we come in, especially when we're drawing guys. We don't want to make it really, really, really strong. So we're just going to keep it fairly light. And you can start to see that Joe Normal boring is starting to look more human as we're going through this. I'm just going to do a little bit more drawing. I'm going to be quiet. Got to start putting the ear on. I'm going to put the ear on this way. We also have to put a neck on. Don't make the neck too thin, because if you do, you start making lollipop people. It doesn't really work. So you want to make sure that you have, and this is a guy, so we have to have the Adam's apple fairly prominent. We go down in this direction, we go out in this direction, and then we can go out in this direction as well. Collarbone comes in here, collarbone comes in here. And the last thing we have to do, the poor man is bald. Do we want to keep him that way? I don't think so. So what we're going to do is we're going to give him some hair. So this is something that you can practice at home. It's fairly simple, it's fairly straightforward. Okay, so basically we've done this, and it's a very quick drawing of Joe Normal boring, but we haven't added shade, we haven't handed in tone, and so I did a quick one that has it has the tone added. It also tells you about where the particular proportions are, and you can see that here. And it's done in blue because what we were using before was Conte. I thought I'd use a much better material to do this drawing, and they're called Crayolas. And so basically I took Crayola crayons to do the drawing. So you don't have to have really expensive material and stuff to do drawing. You just have to have the will and the time, and put the time in to do the drawing. Thank you.